HALAL, man. Today we're going to talk incubator babies and a little bit of that Moorish trust. Yeah, who can we trust, man? First, man, I want to, send special AHAB and recognition to the family out in Dimona, Israel, man. I'll leave this link, man, and I don't know what to confirm or deny. We don't know what kind of misinformation or information is out there, but just the family out there, man, just please stay safe and HAWAH, man. We pray that y'all, are covered and protected without all this, with all this puppet show going on. We know there are certified casualties and sacrifices, really, man, that's happening, man, with this war that's really against our people, whether we're here or there. So, they say there was a missile, that's hitting Dimona, got, setting Dimona on fire. And I just pray the brothers and sisters are safe out there, man. So I want to send y'all a hop. And, for all my Nagas that are out here, man, stay safe as well, man. Make the moves you got to make, team up with who you got to team up with. If you feel like it's time, if your gut is telling you it's time for a change or to get to safer pastures, man, and, do the prep work you got to do. Of course, the Most High got us. We could also make it easier, without staying in a boiling pot. So get your way up out of a burning house, man. And that's real. The Water for Monog is keeping our house strong, and everybody giving amazing donations as well. A hop to the Aqua Wendy Rector, man, Aqua Vivian McCoy on the Cash App. Monog is BOW, Broxton White, Timothy Anderson, my sister Ivory, American, my brother Frederick Edison, up to the con, Big Judah, man, showing great support. My Naga, Andrew James, shout out to you, Alyssa Royal, Donna Bond, Earth is Passion, Robert Gano, man, Ronnie L, Longwood, Rodney Lee, Gregory Green, man, all these cons, man, these are, just consistent cons. And I really appreciate y'all for knowing that that's what it takes for us to go full speed ahead. And I am going full speed ahead, man. Right to the North Pole, man. right to the center, man. So we're paying a lot of attention to Joy World right now, our land, right here. I know my Nagas out in Dimona feel like that's where Israel is, man. But wakey, cons, man. They just found you in the real Israel, man. They found you in India Superior. They found you in Calais Luz. So come on home, my Nagas. Come on home. Shout out to Chase Holmes, Gary Stewart again, man. Like I said, consistent cons. Jay Jackson, Jonathan Escalona. Like I said, Big Judah, man. Truly appreciate all the content, man, and all the awakening you've been giving the tribe, man. Mac, my man, 211 Mac, man, Dizzle Fitty, J Law, what it do, man, the whole tribe, San Diego tribe, Seattle tribe, the Con WG, just Uriel, Talib, Raphael Bay, man. We got some Bays, we got some L's that support us, man. We got Nagas in the more science temples and stuff that support this awakening of this drop. We ain't there to tear them down or nobody down as we put our perspective together, from the ground up. I think they're pretty astonished that we've been able to compile the information and the vibration, most of all, that we have, and keeping the code and returning to the creator. And a lot of them are down with that, man, returning to HAWAH, to the breath, to the security, and just dropping a lot of the jargon and the stumbling blocks, that disunify the tribe. We read those scriptures that even some out of Moab will be saved, right? So those are those that return. Ruth, famous from being from the tribe of Moab, but she chose up. Ruth chose up. So it's not enough to be of the bloodline of Ruth. You personally got to choose up and get them idols out your way, Return to the creator directly, man. So everybody down with us, man. We appreciate y'all. Alante, Harvey, Ahab, to you. My sister Netzia, Ahab. Christian Scarborough, Ty Richardson, Ahab, man, to all the cons, man. Thomas Griffin, Destiny Lee, Honesty, Susanette Marshall, always showing Ahab, man. Johnny Edwards, man. Mike Grace, man, we appreciate you, man. So Whoo! I mean, these are just, some of the cons on Cash App, and shout out to the cons on Patreon and PayPal and all that. All of our support links are always in our description. We appreciate y'all, man. And again, prayers up to the cons and Demona, man. I'll leave this link so y'all can investigate, man. Fact or fiction, or, what's the truth. And if you're out there in Demona, please drop a link or drop a comment, let us know you good, man. You know what I mean? Right now, we're going to talk incubator babies. And this goes out to the jabroni that said, they always try to find something we off on, right? He said, oh, well, Jerry Seinfeld didn't say both his parents are orphans, just his father. And not all orphans are incubator babies, so please, hijacks back. Don't be offended by the incubator baby drop. Don't be offended by the incubator baby drop. We're just researching. We're just getting the babies out the bathwater. You ain't got to be in this classroom. If this, research is offensive, you know what I'm saying? Because you scared of the truth, man. We like, how did Europe that was swarthy get unswarthy? How did America that was all totally swarthy? Benjamin Franklin told us we're going to get the observations of mankind again, 1751, because repetition breaks the spell. How did all this swarthiness become unswarthy? How did Spain get unswarthy? Morocco over there, everything has this lighter look to it, right? Brazil, Central America's everywhere here, up and down, Canada, everything was swarthy. They're like, y'all just want to take everything. Y'all just don't want to admit where y'all coming from, man. And when we talk about who we are, it's offensive. Nah, did Jerry Seinfeld, who represents the Ish community, right? Seinfeld, he's an Ish. We're talking Israel and Demona. We're talking Ishes. We're talking reality, man. Identity and identity theft. Orphan trains and soulless. Alchemical serpents. Just bursting into consciousness, they say. So how many other issues come from these orphan parents that are incubator babies? And we know we got also, copper colored or, swarthy incubator babies, I would assume. But for now, let's just take care of one thing at a time, man. Did Jerry Seinfeld say both his parents are orphans or just one? And what does it have to do with incubator babies?
Early 1900s, my dad was an incubator baby in Coney Island.
Okay, let's just start right there. I'll get it back. Say, drop, man. You're dropping too fast. I know, man. I know. It's nobody's fault. 16 seconds. I want to know. This is 16 seconds. Let's go.
Early 1900s, my dad was an incubator baby in Coney Island. He was on display. They had just invented the incubator. He was.
He said it with a straight face, and then he said he was. All right, I got this turned up as high as I can. Listen closely. Listen closely. This is what Jerry Seinfeld said. He's not making a joke. Listen.
Early 1900s, my dad was an incubator baby in Coney Island. He was on display. They had just...
Didn't we just talk about the incubator babies in Coney Island?
Just invented the incubator.
He was. You could literally tell me anything, I'd believe it.
No, it's true.
No, it's true. He's not lying. He's not lying. He's telling the dog truth. Let's go.
Early 1900s, my dad was an incubator baby in Coney Island. He was on display. They had just invented the incubator. He was.
You could literally tell me anything, I'd believe it.
No, it's true.
Shout out to Dwarf who got the drop. What else did Seinfeld say? Now that he just admitted his dad was an incubator baby, what about his mama, right? What about his mama? Now take that and listen to Wiz's discussion here. Let's dodge the hijack.
My whole career, I was pretty much bald.
Oh, you bald now, boss? Baldy because you an incubator. Let's go.
Baby. Let's bolt and get another.
Let's go.
Your mom was an orphan. Your dad left home.
He was an orphan also.
What did each of them tell you about their...
Stop. He just admitted his mother and father were both orphans. In the previous one, he was talking about his dad was an incubator baby. So he admits they're both orphans connected with these orphan trains, which we're connected with these incubator. We're connecting with these incubator babies. Now, whether he said both his mom and dad were incubator babies or just his dad, he definitely just admitted his mother, his mama, shout out to Baldy, is an incubator or is an orphan, and his dad is an incubator baby. Put it together. Both of his parents are incubator babies. So how does he get a name like Seinfeld? How does he get to represent the ish community? How does he get all successful? Who's behind this and who is behind them? And now we can talk more ish. The big head scientist Yakub creating the albino, creating those they had to literally kick out of, Morocco and all these areas out there. And they sent these albinos, these soulless, the WIGHT demons that they created, gave them titles, gave them names, and even gave them our identity. Because Psalms 83, they made sure to, vanquish us and, that cut us off from being a nation, right? So the name of Israel is no more remembered. That means, of course, we didn't call it Israel, but, being the tribes of, Jacob, Yaakov, being the tribe of Jacob, we don't remember that no more, right? We settle for all these other bywords, just like it says, just like our scriptures, our prophets say we will. Listen closely.
Keep it out, let's go.
Let's bolt and get another.
Let's go.
Your mom was an orphan. Your dad left home.
He was an orphan also.
So they're both orphans. Let's go. Whoever said he didn't say his mom was an orphan, this is body bag for your hijack. Back, get up out of classroom. If that's what you came for, we got receipts.
What did each of them tell you about their situations growing up?
They didn't talk much about it, but there was a toughness.
So he said dad before, right? Here he said dad. Listen up again. Now you're hearing him say both his parents were orphans or incubator babies. I can't make this stuff up.
And it says Coney Island. Coney means rabbit when you talk to Spanish. So this rabbit is known for what? Reproduction, man. This is Reproduction Island. This is one of their bases right there in New York for repopulation. And we're going to talk these repopulation postcards. I hope you got the drop on the Patreon, because there's more incubator baby drop. And don't be offended, Hijack, by the incubator baby drop. But if you ain't got all the incubator baby drop, then go to Patreon and get the incubator baby drop. Click the links in the description. I'll also pin the link for the Patreon as well. Get the drop, my niggas. Get in that Patreon, because then I'm very unfiltered there and I'm reacting to everything. You need to get cozy. Let's go.
Early 1900s, my dad was an incubator baby in Coney Island. He was on display. They had just invented the incubator. He was.
You could literally
He is the seed of an incubator baby or soulless. And if he is an ish, right? Not only are they repopulating to take our land, but they're repopulating to take our titles of Judah ish. And these ishes, if he's an incubator baby, that means many of these ishes are incubator babies.
And that ain't no hate, but when we look at, these, you don't see a bunch of structure, in terms of physical, and they don't seem like the ones carrying your swords in war and King David, and then even though they try to make, go watch that King David TV series, they try to make him, as ambiguous as they can, but some type of scrawny situation, like, come on, man. They lack the coordination to be the tribes of Judah and the athletic prowess to be these great warriors in the Bible and the descriptions and all this stuff. They just took our identity, man. Then when we wake up, they say, you guys are culture vulture. Same thing when we talk Native Americans and the indigenous Hebrews that are waking up. These so-called natives will say, you guys are culture vulture. No, we're indigenous to this land. We're just Hebrew, Covera, Iberia, Eber, Khan. Yeah. This Hiberia, Kiveria, Kiber, Eber. We're indigenous right here. Columbus brought a Hebrew interpreter named Louis Torres with him to speak to the Hebrews that were already here in India Superior. We're giving ourselves our story back, not his story. And it ruffles all feathers. But y'all knew he was coming. So don't act shocked and don't call us vulturing your culture. You got no culture. You were born out of a machine.
So when we try to connect them with the seed of Gomer and the Khazars, nah, man. Nah, boss.
Y'all got to stop giving these people anything. They're not Esau. They're not Gomer. They have no biblical titles. They are incubator babies.
The Khazars are black. The Khazars are swarthy. The Khazars come from Khazaria, which was first named Mazaka, or before that, Mosak. Now you're talking Moses, back to the three Moseses, right? Phantoms and duplications. The Moseses and the Byzantium, which went down in 1453, 1 year after the 1452 Papal Bulldog, to take down all y'all, were ravishing mammals, issue Vatican papals, tricking Adam and Eve to bite the Vatican apple.
Let go.
This is not natural.
Wow.
This is not a natural apple.
Mm-hmm.
So these issues, especially these celebrities and these people in these high positions in these corporations, maybe the Zuckerbergs, maybe these other folks that are put in these high positions in all these corporations, these billionaires, all this stuff, incubator babies.
Identity theft.
Literally tell me anything, I believe
In
it.
the early 1900s, my dad was an incubator baby in Coney Island. He was on display. They had just invented the incubator. He was.
No play.
You could literally tell me anything, I believe it.
No, it's true.
Oh, it's true, boss. And what about his mama? What about his mama? This is multiple interviews. Let's go.
Your mom was an orphan. Your dad left home.
He was an orphan also.
What did each of them tell you about their situations growing up?
They didn't talk much about it, but there was a toughness. Both growing up in orphanages, or in my father's case, really just running from apartment to apartment.
And why?
Because they had no money. So it was a bunch of kids. It was a...
Come on, boss. Come on, boss. A bunch of kids, right? Don't that sound like Rugrats, Cabbage Patch Kids, Test Tube Babies? A bunch of kids running around wild with no parents. They both were orphans. They had no parents. It's the same shit. It's the same story. And this is the popular Jerry Seinfeld.
Y'all gonna get this drop, man. He said Coney Island, right? Talk about Cabbage Patch Babies.
Garbage Pail Kid. All this stuff, man. We're gonna hear from Jerry Seinfeld. It's about to be mind blast.
They were being artificially gestated, artificial wombs, mass baby production. And guess what? The live infant incubator exhibits were among the most popular attractions, drawing millions. People lined up to...
That's inhumane to have real mothers, babies there in these cases. Come on, man. Imagine them trying to do that today. A bunch of mothers who have early premature babies is their cover story. They're trying to help give them away. So many mothers are just not only having premature babies, but giving them away. That they have millions of babies to give away out of nowhere. And no mothers and fathers to check up on. No one cares. Everybody's soulless. Everybody's soulless.
these babies just like they later lined up to buy Cabbage Patch Kids. And here's where it all connects. Cabbage Patch Kids weren't just a toy fad, they were conditioning. They took the orphan trains, the incubator babies, the idea of children with no origins, and rebranded it as something innocent and fun. Instead of questioning the past, people were trained to see mass baby distribution as normal. Even the branding is suspicious. Why do these dolls grow from a cabbage patch? Why do they just appear from the ground?
Popping up.
That's not how babies are born, but it is how foundlings were treated in the past. So, what were they really normalizing? Was it just a clever marketing gimmick, or were they covering their tracks? The remnants of an evil beginning for a new nation with no history, built on the destruction of an old empire that held the technology to free us from enslavement.
World fairs and even in New York's Coney Island.
Jerry Seinfeld just said Coney Island. So this is factual. His dad came out of this. Literally. This is where his dad was made, was created. On Rabbit Island. Rabbits be having babies. Incubated babies.
Can you even imagine carnival attractions where people pay to watch babies growing in incubators? Where were the parents? What happened to all the babies?
Where were the parents? And now you got these postcards. First, love to Remedy H, man, for this drop again. And
love to Remedy, man. Now you have orphan trains because of the babies that got no parents, right? Now, enter into Jerry Seinfeld saying my mother and father were orphans. So they both all came out of these machines in these incubators and got put on trains and are running around the streets like rugrats, going crazy, renting apartments or you know, staying in apartments, doing whatever the fuck they want to do.
Shout out to Mind Unveil, man, who did this, covered this before, man. I mean, I'm late to the party, but it sure does assist our investigation. Because these particular babies that are born in these machines and being put on trains and shipped to whoever wants to embrace them. And some people going back in their family trees like, is that why my grandma, they say they had 24 children, but I don't think she gave birth to 24 children. It's like some orphan trains were coming and she took 2 or 3 kids because they was orphans. They're just orphans. That's how they sold them. They have a birth certificate. They're preemies. They need mothers and daddies. No, they are machine babies. They are alchemical serpents just now bursting into consciousness. But
man, you talking about wow. Machine babies. Repopulation. And did it happen in Japan too? Where's all the swarthy Japanese, swarthy Chinese? Did it happen in China too? Everyone has their version of these orphan trains. Everyone has their own incubator baby maker.
they are soulless.
Wow.
And this is how they populated the world, repopulated these desolate areas that they killed off all these Indians after the Indian Wars.
All throughout Europe, too. But who gave them this Atlantean technology? We're going to talk Atlantis and Moorish sciences next.
All this is after the Chickamauga Wars.
God.
1900s, now they hanging us, right? Now they hanging us. 1800s too, right? Before that, it's just Naga Indian War popping on.
Then they came with the AI. They came with artificial intelligence. And artificial intelligence is the alchemical serpent just bursting into consciousness. That brings their world to life, but also kills everything.
1812 Tecumseh War, but it's the same time they popped off the world fairs. We gotta factor in the Chickamauga Cherokee Wars, 1776. We gotta factor in that Moorish Treaty flow, because I'm sure they had something to do with this. If we're talking Atlantis, right? And Moors from Mars.
Ooh, Moors are from Mars. 1776, so-called revolution, hijacked city, is the cover-up of the repopulation beginning. Tecumseh's fighting these whites, these devils, these WIGHTs off, and, swarthy brothers and sisters that's teaming up with this Moorish treaty with the U.S. corporation. Then they want to talk about, we formed our trust, 1774. And man, pay attention to these dates. That's in the heart of the Chickamauga Cherokee Wars, which are the Hebrews that are fighting in the last battle, the last stand that lasted all throughout the 1800s. Seminole Wars, Creek Wars, Cherokee Wars, all throughout. Texas Indian Wars, all throughout, man. It was the battle of the soul versus the soulless, the soulful versus the soulless ones. These are the Clone Wars, man.
Damn. And how come ain't none of these no black babies, right?
Uh-oh.
Ain't no black babies.
Oh.
What? It don't work on the black melanated baby? Huh?
Or does it?
All these preemies are from Caucasians? Is you crazy?
Nah, but that's their straw man. It does. I believe they do got the swarthy incubator babies too. They figured it out. They cloned it. We know. But this was the image that they pushing, right? This is what they're hiding behind. These people that create this system, that create these Moorish shields and this Moorish trust that became the corporation of the United States, which is why they are treated with them forever. They use these whites as strawmen so that we mad at the whites. Of course, they're evil, they're crazy, they're incubator babies. We got our hands full with them while they are behind the scenes doing whatever the fuck they want to do. Pulling the string. I'm telling you, man, the man behind these incubator babies, the woman behind these incubator babies look just like me and you. Now we can get real with the Moabite Israelite wars that's continuing while we were in our spirit of stupor. Because we, broke code with these idols and all this stuff. But, we've been slaying each other in these streets, man. We've been slaying each other. That creates an opening for the hijack to invade. Whenever we're out of code, we got to stop killing each other. We got to stop jacking each other, stealing from each other. And we got to keep the code, man. We got to put the most high over everything. And that shuts it all down. But as long as we worship in their idols, their JCs, Muhammad's, and Buddhas, and whatever hell else, man, whenever we put anything before the Creator, you got to go through the Son to get to the Father. You crazy, man. That puts you in the loop. That puts the 8 on the 9. The gematria of their JC is 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. You add the 8 to the 9, you get 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. You done transform the 9 to an 8 when you put the 8 on it. The 440 is 8. 432 is 9. They put the 432 as their excellent new tune, quote unquote, to change the 4329 to an 8. Now we in 440. I can't make this up. We talking incubator babies. I hope you in the Patreon. Let's get some of this Patreon drop, man. Just a little bit. I'm going to show you some of this dismount, and we're going to compare it to some of this Benjamin Franklin drop, Observations of Mankind.
Everybody is growing replacements. Everybody is repopulating. Because all those places he just mentioned, according to Benjamin Franklin, Observations of Mankind, 1751, look it up. All these places are swarthy niggas, copper-colored people. They had to replace all of these. Listen to these places.
These were not produced by a single company running a campaign. They came from dozens of studios across Germany, France, Russia, Spain, Britain, and the United
Germany, swarthy. France.
Let Benjamin Franklin talk, drop. Because sometimes that's the only thing the whites want to hear. And don't say I'm playing into the color. Because Benjamin Franklin is saying he wants the increasing of the lovely white and red. He's saying that the only whites are the English that make up the principal body of whites. And I'm saying white is W-I-G-H-T, you know? Because now we talking and saying what it is, man. Etymology. White is not a color, my noggin. It's damn sure not a dragon. Well, W-H-I-T-E is a dragon because we're talking light, and dragon in etymology is also light because you see clearly. But W-I-G-H-T, I said W-I-G-H-T is a White Walker. Game of Thrones is a thing or a demon. So when we're talking these whites and Benjamin Franklin, we're talking demons. So if all of Africa is black or tawny, let me get cozy. Because yes, we're also going to talk Moors from Mars, man. Because you got to factor in Mars and Venus, because Benjamin Franklin's going to factor in Mars and Venus, man. I'm just talking about the observations of mankind, 1751. Pay attention to the dates. 1751 is a few years before it all shit hit the fan. Once and for all, these Chickamauga Wars that kept going in the 1800s, man. Cherokee. And then we're going to talk Civil War, right? 1861. Because we're going to get back to Prince Uriel Bey, Moabite drop, and he's going to say out of his own mouth that they had the drop. They were still in power up until the Civil War. Now, I think that's when they really went behind the scenes, because just like they try to say that Esteban Eco, Black Stephen Esteban, Azamore was some slave that, got sent to America and just fell into the cities of gold situation. Nah, he was a Moroccan Moabite that, was sent on a mission, man. You know what I'm saying? He went there on a mission. He got put to death in HAWAH, New Mexico, because he was trying to take the women and the turquoises, man, and brought weapons of death and idols. He wasn't no slave, and like that's their cover story. It's always like some victimized situation. Oh, and then we got kicked out of Spain. Okay. Meanwhile, Black King Charles, he's the Roman emperor in 1500. But you got kicked out of Spain in 1453. I don't believe it, man. I think this is y'all cover story, where y'all took over the Hebrews or Jacob and then the 12 tribes and then, and they are the ones, you know what I'm saying? Just like 1492, Columbus sails the ocean blue. Here we go. All popped off from the doomed diverses, man. 1452. They go after the real Saracens, which are not the Moors, or they're the real Moors, not the Moorish. The Moors from Mu. You go after the real Saracens, man. The real Anne Roos. The real Anne Roos. Was that Andrew's red thread? Yeah, the Roos. We're talking Russia is swarthy, and that's a Saracen's head, where X marks the spot is the Hebrew Tau. We're going to talk Arab propers and the Mustarabs again, because Prince Uriel Bey is going to bring up the Mustarabs, which are the pretending true rabbis, and rabbi is a lawgiver. You're not a lawgiver if you're not keeping the code of HAWAH. I'm talking about the lost tribes of Israel, boss, is who is the Saracen that's affected by the doomed diverses invasion into perpetual slavery. We're talking New World, man. Africa. I'm saying not the fake or, what they call Africa now. I'm saying Northwest Africa Maxim, man. Africa, man. Hush, 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 hush. Africa, I'm talking to us, man. Hey, Northwest Africa, yeah, is America, right? They know that. They know. That's why they want it all for Ham. Ham and Kush, Ham and Kush. Y'all let me know in the comments, am I dropping too fast, man? Because they want to call this a new world. I think this is the ancient world that they invaded, searched out, captured, vanquished, subdued the Saracens and whoever's enemies of their anointed. So they bring us JC. They bring us Jupiter. They bring us Jesus. They bring us Zeus, because that's what they worship. We're talking Atlantis, right? And they took our kingdoms, dukedoms, principalities, domains, possessions, and all movable and immovable goods, and just possess them and reduce us to perpetual slavery. And they applied and appropriated to themselves and their successors, our kingdoms, dukedoms, principalities. And I'm saying that their successors is the descendants of the Europeans. Is the picture getting clearer? Is the picture, look at the shoes. Look at the tights, man. Probably Charles V, Holy Roman Emperor. You telling me he's the Roman Emperor in 1500s and y'all want to act like it's all white because you came with the orphan trains?
Where's the black premiums, right? We don't exist no more because they don't want to repopulate with us. But you got these storks, right? Because now you got all this Disney stuff and these storks are dropping babies off everywhere to a point where mothers are telling their daughters, oh, well, a stork dropped you off. But that was true. They just got dropped off on the orphan train. Oh, how are babies made? They just drop out the sky, boss.
The storks are the orphan trains. Let's go.
And Swarthy, the Franks. Britain, Swarthy. Russia, the Rus, Swarthy.
Russia is the N Rus. Rus is Russia, Rus. Kiev, Andrei Rus. Sial, Andreas. It's the Saracens they invaded are Swarthy. Benjamin Franklin said, 1751. Which leads me to add one remark, that the number of purely white people in the world is proportionally very small. So how did they become big? They repopulated with incubator babies. All Africa is black or tawny. Asia chiefly tawny. These are copper color descriptions, man. America, holy soul. Holy what? Swarthy, except the newcomers. Can't make this up. Except the newcomers, man.
Just pop out the ground, boss. And they're all Caucasian. And if they was doing this here, were they not doing it over there already in Europe? Moors? Did they create a slave race? And then kick them over here? Make us face our opposites coming together of opposites? Did they sick them on us? And those are the ones that got off boats, but they're still not the European? Because even they was test tube incubator babies? I mean, this is uncomfortable truth, but we gotta act.
That's why they don't call themselves European. You think they just want to claim American. They're created in America, man. Some come from Europe. Even those are not from Europe. This is why they don't claim to be European, man. They're not European. They're not the European. They're simply not the European. You know. I mean, they changed all the images, right? We know that. We know that Europe was very swarthy. Whether you're talking Denmark, Prussia, Russia. You know what I'm saying? Albert of Prussia, Dutch. Everything was swarthy. This is what we're talking about. they went underground and they started hiding the history and iconoclasting everybody, including black ass King Charles. And look how they're painting these, Spanish. This is a painting in Lima, Peru, the Larco Museum. Inca Empire emperors being hijacked, but even the Spanish, like Felipe and them, and all them were swarthy. Look how they tried to paint him away into Caucasians. Same way they do Charles. This is Charles now. Now this is Charles. Now this is Charles. They kept the beard, they kept the beard. Kept the long stare. You feel me? They did this because they wanted the image to be those of the repopulation, incubator babies. But Benjamin Franklin in 1751 himself is saying America is wholly swarthy, or black or tawny. Swarthy. We're talking copper color that were found here, not brought on slave ships. Found here, indigenous here, native here, produced by nature here, created by the creator here. Black or tawny is copper color, is swarthy. Swarthy is synonymous with tawny, dusky complexion, dark, right? Black, right? So tawny is black and swarthy is tawny. Like the Moors and the Spaniards and Italians, even the French and Germans, they're going to say, well, these are more swarthy than those. Stop it. You said enough. You said enough. It's all the same. Because the Franks and the Anrus and all of them are family. And the Germans, we already know they were, copper colored cons. We already know that. We got the paintings all day of the ancient Germany, man. So, but the English, Benjamin Franklin said these were the principal ones that were not. They're just claiming something, right? But all Africa is black or tawny. Asia chiefly tawny, right? Now we understand that tawny is black. And so is Spaniards. So is Italians. Uh-oh. This is Benjamin Franklin talking 1751. So America is wholly so. Copper color races found here. You know grandma's old copper color penny? Yeah. Don't try to play with the copper now and say, well, we're copper too. Stop it. You didn't talk about being copper till you heard us claiming it and showing you in 1828 that that's the definition of an American. Con. I said con. Came over here looking for the Grand Khan and brought a Hebrew interpreter. Because everything is swarthy. You want to talk Scotland, Ireland, Irish, the Highlands. Watch that show Bridgerton, Love to Shine in Rhymes, and it shows Nagas that are from the Spanish, or the Scottish Highlands. And the Highlands are the royals that they know are connected with the Rus. Because the Rus is the truth. Because the Rus is you. And I'm still talking Israel. Columbus brought a Hebrew interpreter to meet y'all. In India Superior, they're going to call it Northwest Amaxum, Africa. Then they give you a forked tongue and tell you a forked lie and tell you all come from Africa. Yeah, because you're indigenous to Northwest Africa. And now you understand what the Northwest Wars were all about. I said the Northwest Indian War. That's taking place at the same damn time as all the Chickamauga Wars, man. All the Chickamauga Wars for the first 20 years. For the first 20 years were all about us. On the front lines. Tecumseh was fighting in that same war under his good Khan Dragon Canoe, man. Canoe. Who they said was backdoor. When he made an alliance with the Choctaw and the Muskogee. Who backdoor Dragon Canoe. And this pops off the Tecumseh War when they gave up 30 million acres of land with the Fort Wayne Treaty. When we talking treaties, we're going to talk treaties of peace and friendship, man. Because that's the smoking gun that you and the hijack Moore-ish are hand in hand. So whether we're talking JEW-ish, you-ish, they want to be you-ish. They can only be you-ish, right? And they can only be more-ish if more means great. You're only great-ish. You're not quite great enough if you're not in code with HAWAH. Because you're the enemy of HAWAH. We're talking Psalm 83. Because, we could talk the covenant is with David, right? But y'all Moors don't want to talk about David, who got the covenant, and that HAWAH does have a chosen, who is the firstborn the firstborn, highest of the Khans, king forever, keeping the mercy of HAWAH and the covenant, and his seed endures forever. Y'all don't want to talk David. Whoa. This is why they mad. Because Psalm 83 specifically calls these Moabites out by name. And Ishmaelites who just can't stop migrating. Tribe of Ishmael. 1785 they coming in. Check the date. 1785 is right in the thick of things, man. Are you coming in to help the Shikumagwa, the Hebrews, the Saracens? Or are you coming to hurt us, help repopulate, and join the war against us because you was on one side of the treaty? The other side of the treaty of peace and friendship. Look at the dates. 1786. They knew they were good. They knew they were shielded. We getting slaughtered, but they were good. Damn, Morocco. I said, damn, Morocco. Fort Wayne Treaty, 30 million acres. Treaty of Vincennes, another millions and millions and millions of acres. We're talking Illinois, Indiana, and this damn mountain of hijack that I believe brought that 440 and took down the land and caused a damn ice age. Not little, but the big ice age. And it just happened 16th century to 19th century. Check out the dates. 1300 to 1850. Check out the dates. Why did it happen? Because of the decrease in human population. We're talking several causes been proposed. Decrease of human population, such as the massacres by Genghis Khan, the Black Death, and epidemics emerging in the Americas upon European contact. Estebanico and them, Black Stephen and them, Child of the Sun. Europe, Spain, Italy, French, Russia, Swedes are generally what they call a swarthy complexion. As are the Germans. Got 'em. The Franks, we just named out the Franks. The French are the Franks. Saxons only accepted, who with the English make the principal body of the whites. On the face of the earth, I could wish their numbers were increased. Man, I wish there was some more of these whites. This is Benjamin Franklin talking. And while we are, as I may call it, scourging our planet, scouring our planet by clearing America of woods, cutting down the trees, killing nature, killing the natural ones, genocide, invasion. He admits to scouring the planet, right? What does that mean? Like, what does it mean to scouring? What does it mean? Rubbing hard with something rough. Cleaning by rubbing. Cleansing with the drastic, cathartic, ranging over for clearing. Cleansing with the drastic, cathartic. What is cathartic? Crazy. Purging. Whoa. Cleansing the bowels, promoting evacuations. Genocide. Eugenics. Gentrification. By stool, just flushing it out. Purgative. Damn. Cathartic. What does that got to do with the Cathar and Cathay and understanding that you're in Cathay, India Superior, they call it, right? HAWAH. Cathay, right? Cathartic. Cathay is India Superior, is North America. So that whole term just has everything to do with scouring and particularly purging us, Hebrews, Saracens, the same way they asked for it to be purged and given to their successors or descendants. The same way they asked to invade and search out, capture, and vanquish. All this is their scouring of these Saracens right here at home. The Israelites. And these are the Israelite wars that they tricked us and made it feel like we're not connected to. But this is where our ancestors fought and bled. And some, perish for a time. But they can't perish forever. That's why I love quantum entanglement. Because it proves that nothing is gone. There is no time. There is no past. Everything you're doing now affects them right now. We're going to get back on that. Was it Schrodinger's cat? You know what I'm saying? How the cat is both dead and alive in the box if you give it 50-50 chance, depending on the observer. I'm saying when we observe, we keep the code. We put the creator first. No power before the creator. And we banner under Most High over everything. That's our new law. No matter what you were brought up in, no matter what you fell into, from here on out, you MHOE. And you're going to see how observing the code changes the behavior of the particle and collapses the wave pattern on paradise again. That's why they call it India Superior. But you see how it connects to Greenland. We ain't done talking Greenland. And all this is connected. So you got Swarthy Nagas here. All this is connected. When you talk Scottish Highlands, here we go. We're right here. Through Greenland. Who's the cons, you know what I'm saying? Making sure you checked in, making sure you good. They're guarding all the gates. Where X marks the spot, man. The Saracens. The Tau. They're guarding the Tau. They're guarding the gates. Where wisdom is the conqueror of fortune. Victrix Fortuna Sapientia. Wisdom is the conqueror of fortune. X marks the spot. They are guarding the gates. You get through the Greenland corridor, you got to check in. I think this is the OG Silk Road. I think this is the OG Silk Road to China. Remember they call this China, right? Yeah. Because this is the way to China. As men believe it to be, which an old pilot showed King Henry VII, which was definitely Swarthy. In the year 1500, King Charles, Roman Emperor, was the Roman Emperor, and he's swarthy. And this is where the Great Khan of China is, next to Florida, right? And Japan is between Florida and the mainland of North America, India Superior, or here we go again, Cathay, Cathay. This is where you get the Catholic and the Cathartic and the Katai, the Katai of Prester John, who is the Wang Kong of China. And China is not ch, it's Kena or Kana, like Canada, Canada. This is India. This is China. Got it. We got it. This is Cathay. This is what we're talking about, man. With this cathartic, purging, scouring, drastically scouring, rough, right? The Americas, or the copper-colored Khans, found here. Israel. Yeah, you got a name. And who's against you? Man, they have made crafty converts against your people, HAWAH. The ones that hate you, the ones that hate you, Edom and them. The ones that hate you, Ishmael's migrated, Moab and them. The ones that hate you are in an uproar, your enemies. And they that hate you have lifted up their haughty head, man. Haughty-eyed Charles, man. They hold crafty converse against your people and take counsel against your treasure ones. They said, come and let us cut them off from being a tribe again, man. It should break your heart that somebody hates you this much, that they will create incubator babies to hide themselves until you see clearly again and get that dragonfly perspective. They that hate us have lifted up the head, hold crafty converse, right? They like reversing the con against your people. They take counsel against your treasure ones. This is why they mad. This is why he's haughty-eyed Charles, because he knows he's not one of the treasured ones. Because we got royalty, got loyalty up in our DNA. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. That the name of Hasharah, what they call Israel, may no more be in remembrance. You don't remember what happened, man. It's because you're on the other side of those treaties. Makes me sick, man. Makes me sick. But this is what you do, Morocco. 350-mile triangle. You do the real Hajj around here. Around this cube, so-called cube built by Abraham and Ishmael. Next to the Moorish Science Temple that Pembroke, huh? Right across the battlefield of Tippecanoe, where the prophet Tecumseh's brother was slain. And they want to walk around it in celebration to their power. Ishmael. They have consulted together with one consent against you. Do they make a covenant? Who? The tents of Edom and Ishmael is migrating. Moab and them. Hagarites, Gabal, Ammon, Amalek, Philistia, and Tyre, and Assyria, and all the children of Lot, because they want your lot. They didn't get a lot. They want a lot more. They're scouring our planet by clearing America of the woods, and so making this side of our globe reflect a brighter light to the eyes of inhabitants in Mars or Venus. Moors are from Moors. Remember this, man. Why should we in the sight of superior beings? Who's that? Who's these superior beings? they're talking about their Atlantean deities connected with Mars and Venus. Why should we darken its people? Why increase the sons of Africa by planting them in America, where we have so fair an opportunity by excluding all blacks and tawnies of increasing the lovely white and red? All right, man. But perhaps I am partial to the complexion of my country, for such kind of partiality is natural to mankind, because they're not really human, they're kind of man, they're incubator babies. Europe, Spain, Italy, France, Russia, Swedes, Germans. Follow the trail of these postcards, man. They're coming from all these areas of repopulation, taking us from the swarthy complexion to the new image. To the new image of Europe, Sweden, France, and Germany.
Because all those places he just mentioned, according to Benjamin Franklin, Observations of Mankind, 1751, look it up. All these places are swarthy niggas, copper-colored people. They had to replace all of these. Listen to these places.
These were not produced by a single company running a campaign. They came from dozens of studios across Germany, France, Russia, Spain, Britain, and the United States.
Germany, swarthy.
Facts.
France, swarthy, the
Facts.
Franks.
Facts.
Britain, swarthy.
Facts.
Russia, the Rus, the swarthy. Sweden, all these are listed by Benjamin Franklin as dark-skinned people, man.
Factual.
Black people, so-called. How did they get all German white, German, Russian white, Italian white? How did they get all white everywhere? They were repopulated, and this is why all these postcards were coming from all these areas. Because they were like, please take these babies. We growing babies. These were advertisements to get you one, to get you an AI, to get you a robot.
Chucky doll.
To get you, this is the first artificial intelligence.
From dozens of studios across Germany, France, Russia, Spain, Britain, and the United States.
You know Spain is swarthy. More and more, right?
Mm.
And who's behind this? Who's growing these whites? Yeah, they got the whole Yakub story, right? Big head scientists creating albinos and whites over there. Who's growing whites over here? Repopulating all of Europe and America. Orphan train, incubator baby.
Multiple languages, multiple artistic styles, no documented coordinating source. Art historians classify them as whimsical birth announcements.
They had no documented, what? Coordination.
Damn.
Coordinating source. Art. Multiple languages, multiple artistic styles, no documented coordinating source.
They had no documented coordinating source, so they were not coordinated postcards. They were independent, had their own styles, languages. That's the smoking gun, man. That they were repopulating everywhere at the same time.
They were not connected from the same source. They were all advertisement. That's like having multiple chicken spots. They're different chicken restaurants. They're all advertising their chicken, their restaurants, their incubator babies.
Central America, Mexico. Yeah, man. All the centrals, all this stuff. All this is repopulation. The islands.
So now you see a different Mexican today. Shout out to my Mexican knockers. But we know what the Afro-Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? We know we're talking indigenous. Where else, man? Guatemala. You see a different Guatemala on the postcard today. than the original Quetzal Naga, the Belizean Nagas, Honduras, San Salvador, Nicaragua. All of this, man, you know what I'm saying, are Nagas. So why do you got different families today, right? It's not by accident. You might throw it in the back of your mind because you don't want to deal with it. You don't want to deal with this. Venezuela, right? All these areas, man. Colombia. Come on, man. Brazil and all this, man. So it's clear as day that they have changed the identity of all the South America, all the tourist situations, all the main countries, Central America, as well as America, right? Canada, Europe, everything, man. Stop playing, man. Ain't no need to play. The incubator baby situation, they're not just their story. Oh, well, we got Spanish blood but if you talk Spanish, man, let's get to the bottom of this shit, man. Y'all ready, man? Am I overdropping, man? If you got Spanish blood or Latino, we're going to talk about the Latinim that connect back to the Morocco flow and Spain and all that. So Spain, Spain is swarthy, man. Spain is swarthy complexion. If you are a Spaniard, even talking Spanish, don't look at some, light, white-looking European Spaniard, but understand the European Spaniard is still Charles in there. I know this is uncomfortable for the majority of the population, but us Nagas, we feel great about this conversation. We've been waiting to have this conversation, so we're not going to skip over this conversation to make y'all feel better. We're not doing this for y'all. This channel, this movement, this tribe, it's not about y'all. Y'all got to stop trying to make y'all the center of attraction. We don't have nothing just for ourselves, and when we do, you act like we're leaving you out, like we're going to leave you or something. We're going to leave you on planet Earth. Moors are from Mars, we out of here. Chill out, man. Like, we're not trying to exclude, and don't say reverse racism and yada, yada, yada. None of that, man. I just encourage you to read Deuteronomy 28 and understand that you keep the code. You're supposed to be highest of all the nations of the earth. And when you talk King David, man, or who is Prester John, he is the highest, the exalted. I have found David. I have exalted one. We're talking treasure ones. We're talking the seed of David, man. That's not Morocco. I'm sorry. That's not Moab. That's not Esau. I'm sorry. But I'm not. I'm proud of who I am. And when we say we're proud of who we are, y'all want to feel excluded. You want to look at us jealous with haughty eyes. You want to cleave to our tree and say, I'm spiritual Israel. Y'all just mixed out. Y'all mixed up. There ain't no true-blooded Jacob anymore. There ain't no true-blooded Israelite. We all mixed up. You think these hijacks intercepted every Naga seed, man? A Naga couldn't make love to one Naga queen, huh? The hijack, the white European took that baby, huh? You think HAWAH don't have a remnant? You want to know how many scriptures we're going to find about remnants? The remnant of HAWAH? That means that we ain't all mixed out. That means there's a remnant. Enough to count as a remnant. With my holy oil have I anointed, and we're talking the anointed one. Highest of the kings of the earth, man. My arm also shall strengthen him, with whom my hand shall be established. The enemy shall not exact from him, nor the sons of wickedness afflict him. I will fight for David, man, just like Psalms 18. I will beat to pieces his adversaries before him and smite them that hate him. You want to talk David? You want to talk against King David? Is you crazy? The best thing y'all could do is make us forget who we are. Get us out of code, out of MHOE, so that we can't even activate the shepherd if we don't activate HAWAH First, by keeping the code, by being directly connected. Don't talk David unless you directly connected to the Creator and worshiping only the Creator. Now the righteous flock has activated their righteous shepherd forever. You don't go through David to get to the Creator. You go through the Creator, activate your inner code, put all the idols out. No slaying your brother, put them guns down in these streets. No more blood versus Crip or crew on crew or slaying and bloodshed, and everybody lost. Everybody lost. Ain't no more keeping score. Forget the scoreboard. If one of y'all lost, was it worth it? No one can make up for it. Only thing we can do is tribe up under our new banner, Most High Over Everything, MHOE. KTC means keep the code. We do that, we've activated our one shepherd forever, man. For I will beat to pieces. Now HAWAH's going to beat to pieces our adversaries and smite them that hate us. But my faithfulness and my mercy shall be with him, and through my name, wah, shall his horn be exalted. Not through Jesus' name. The Christians, y'all pray every prayer in Jesus' name. Through my name. This is a great time to say through my son's name. Not even through his name. Not even through David's name. But through the Creator's name. Moses asked him in Exodus 3, what do you want me to tell the tribe to call you? He says, I am that I am. That is, wow. That's the Hebrew verb meaning to be, to become. I am. Wow. He said, tell him I am has sent you. Wow. Tell him your breath and your security has sent you. And I will set his hand also on the sea, and his right hand on the rivers. He shall call unto me, thou art my Father, my power, the rock of my salvation. Not JC, that's not your Savior. Christians say, are you saved, brother? Are you saved? I want to be saved. Who's the rock of your salvation? My God, my power. HAWAH, my Father. Wah, my Ama, my Abba. I will appoint him firstborn. Who's the firstborn son? Jesus? Hell nah. David. I have found David, my servant. I have anointed him holy oil myself, man. I have established him with my hands. You can't take away and say, no, son of David, no offspring. David can't be raised up again? Is that what you're saying? The firstborn? Highest? Oh, you're being racist when you say that you're the treasured ones. That's not racism, man. That is order. That's why they are racist against us. That's why they want to keep us out of remembering our power. Because as soon as we do, we tie in to the firstborn. We remember who our Savior is. The Creator personally saves us. And forever will I keep for him my mercy. HAWAH is always going to have mercy. There's always going to be a remnant. HAWAH will always choose us. And there is no higher king than King David. And if you keep playing, man, I will beat to pieces his adversaries before him and smite them that hate him. Because those that hate HAWAH have lifted up their haughty eyes for a mighty long time. And they're walking among us, hiding behind these whites. These whites. With their haughty eyes, too. The seed of David endures forever, and his throne as the days of heaven. But if you forsake his law, ooh, this is why they mad, and this is why they came, and this is how they could invade. Because enough of us forsook the code, man. We got out of code. This is Egypt. This is Atlantis. We worshipped all these shiny things, man. Man, if David's seed forsake my law and walk not in my ordinances, if they profane my statutes and keep not my commandments, then I will visit their transgressions with the rod and their iniquity with strokes. Okay, any questions? But here we go. But my mercy will I not break off from him, nor will I be false to my faithfulness. My covenant will I not profane, nor alter that which is gone out of my lips. Once I have sworn by my holiness, surely I will not be false unto David. His seed shall endure forever, his throne as the sun before me. It shall be established forever as the moon, and be steadfast as the witness in the sky. So we say, multiple witnesses. Hosea, chapter 3. This would be on every Christian bumper sticker if this was about JC. Nah, it's about you and me playing the harlot, being out of code, right? Thou shalt not play the harlot, and be any man's wife, nor will I be thine. For the children of Israel shall sit solitary many days without a king. This is why they're mad, because you're going to wake up and remember the King of Kings, who the Creator anointed forever. You don't think David could be raised up again? Oh, you of little faith, but you believe JC raised up again? But you don't believe David, and they call JC son of David? Ain't that something? But he's an immaculate conception. He can't be a son of David. He can't be from the loins of Dawood. We're not talking just loins and seed. I'm saying David, King of Kings personally, can be raised up, just like they say JC. Without Prince, we've been in solitary. This is when they made their treaties during our solitary, and they teamed up against us. This is Psalms 83, cutting us off from being a nation, because we were in solitary. That's how they did it. We forgot about the king. We forgot about Prester John. We forgot, man, who we were. They said we from Africa. We forgot. Manage, this is West Africa. You from Africa. This is Africa in their perspective. Now you gotta get in the mind of a hijack just to decode this stuff. We've been without Prince, without sacrifice, pillar, all of our royal priestly things, man. But afterwards, and here we are, this is 2026, this is Jubilee, Great 70 of Jubilee, pop off, Baruch Pesach, man, Passover coming up strong, pop off, man, just remember, you know what I'm saying, just remember that this is your time, man, this is your new year, this is your year, Happy New Year, man, Baruch Pesach, let's go. Great Jubilee in September, right, Day of Atonement, let's go. Afterwards shall the children of Israel return and seek the Creator personally and directly. And what? Keep the code. Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 15. You get all the blessings. And David, their king, who is the King of Kings, anointed by the Creator personally, man. The covenant is forever with David, the covenant of peace. Shalom, and shall come trembling unto HAWAH. Not David, HAWAH. You activate David by keeping the code and first seeking the Creator, which means you seek the commandments. In Exodus 20 is a great place to start. Because if we can handle those 10 commandments, which we know is the 9 code, we can handle the Exodus 20. We are now seeking again, and David will be activated. And we will tremble out of joy and just astonishment, man, back to the Creator and His goodness in the end of days. And the goodness is the blessings of Deuteronomy 28, 1 through 15. Pop off. You don't think David could be raised up again? So whether we're talking Psalms 89, Hosea, or Jeremiah, or Ezekiel 34, and Ezekiel 37, one shepherd forever, King David, we got it before. But don't ever doubt that David will rise again. as we get through Jacob's trouble. Time of trouble unto Jacob, but out of it he shall be saved. Who is your Savior? Not JC. The Creator saves us. And it shall come to pass in that day, says HAWAH of hosts, that I will break his yoke from off your neck and burst their bands, and strangers shall no more make him their bondman, their slave. They will no longer reduce us to perpetual slavery. They will no longer make us their bondman, Sarah said. Arab proper, not pretender. Arab proper, not pretender. I will break their yoke, man, break that slavery, but they shall serve HAWAH and David their king. Multiple witnesses. This ain't no studio tricks, Christians. This is what you aren't privy to, what they don't bring you to with your theology schools and you know what I mean, curriculums. Like, this ain't in Bible school because it takes you away from JC. They had to give you a New Testament with a new king and a new hero. That's called syncretinizing, man. Mixing something pure with something impure. They gave you a new hero. David is your king, whom I will raise up unto them. You don't think David will be raised up? It says it in your face. If this was a Christian scripture, it would be on every bumper sticker, man. But no, they don't know about Jeremiah 30, verse 9. David who I will raise up. David who I will raise up. David their king, whom I will raise up unto them. But you believe JC is going to be raised up. And there's no mention of that in the Old Testament. No mention of that in the Tanakh. But man, oh man. Oh boy, oh boy. Does Hosea 3 let you know that you will return? Seek the Creator directly and activate David, your king, whom I will raise up unto them in the end of days. And this is a new day. Hey, celebrate, man. Great grand jubilee, pop offness. It's all happening. You know what I'm saying? They telling on themselves, man. Just watching this again, man, after we just dropped these drop clips. Love to the droplets, doing a great job clipping up my older content and making sure we keep it in circulation, because a lot of my niggas ain't seen it. My new wave surfers especially. So we're going to dig on some of this Uriel Bay drop, man. See how much longer we got. You know, we might have to get a part 2, but let's see how much we can get, man.
And alter these records, and to ultimately give you the popularized versions that you read today in your miseducation system. And so the original, of course, is always under lock and key, and you get the neutered version or neutered translation. But back to 1774, when the Corporate Family Trust was organized.
1774 was where they organized their Corporate Family Trust, or Morris Trust. 1774. I said to you, pay attention to the dates. 1774. They organized a trust, then went to war on us. I said they organized a trust, then went to war on us, and then made a treaty in 1786 on the headbone of Dragon Canoe. All while Ishmael was migrating, setting up Morocco. And now they got a treaty of Vincennes, and they got a treaty of Fort Wayne. Giving up millions of our land to who? Who's taking our land? Whoever is migrating, whoever's coming in, and whoever's making mother-sucking treaties is taking all our land. Illinois, Ohio. Now we got Trail of Tears and everything else pushing the Hebrews out. Saying, oh, the Moors are getting taken over. No, the real Moors, the real greats. You can't be great if you ain't no treasured one, boss. You can't be great if you're out of code. You can't be an Arab if you're not proper. Because we're talking Joktan, son of Eber. I mean, Iberier. I mean, Eber. I mean, Cavera. Yeah, man, Joktan popped off these Arabian tribes. Eber popped off the Arabian. His son, Yarub, was the first to speak Arabic. He's the grandson of Eber. Iberia, yeah. Eber, Cavera. But the legendary form of the tradition of Catan, because Catan is Joktan, and Catan is Catan is Cathay. Cateo. Kathy, Kate, is Catan, is Katai, of the Prestigion Kara, means black, Kara, Katai, or Swarthi, Cathay, Promised Land. The Swarthi Nagas of the Promised Land are the Saracens, are the India proper, Arab proper, are the Hebrews, are Israel, Managi. I can't make this stuff up. The Cathay is the Catan, is the Yucatan. Mexico is Moshe. The Mexicans are the Moshe Khans. The originals. Copper color races. Catan, progenitor of the southern Arabs. That's why they're calling these Saracens the Arabi, Arab. Is the Israelite. But we're talking the Arab proper, not the Arab pretender, because these southern Arabs of Catan, of Eber, are the Arab proper, while Ishmael, who is migrating, were originally of non-Arab stock. Whoa! But now they claim this Arab title, the same way they claim the Moor title. I said Ishmael ain't original Arab, but are pretending to be Arabs. This is out the Jewish Encyclopedia, man. Got him. Because Ishmael's migrating to take the title of the Arabi. The rabbis are the lawgivers, to set up their law. Moorish science. Right on Tippecanoe. Right on Illinois and Indiana. Shout out to my Chi-Town Naggies. You're caught up in all this frequency for a reason. They put chaos on you for a reason. You converted to Morocco and them because that's what's around you for generations, not because that's the direct path to the Creator. Because it's the direct path of the hijack that's migrating. Ishmael and them that hate the Creator. I mean, hate the Creator. And HAWAH, those that hate you have lifted up their head. I'm talking Ishmael in there. And these Ishmaelites are not OG Arabs, but pretenders. They adopted Arab customs, like, the Ten Commandments, but put it in their own way, right? And intermarried with genuine Arabs. Can't make this up. So they took the women, and that's how they got the land. And now their child could say, yeah, my grandmother owned this land, but that grandma didn't choose that father. They took her. had a baby with her. Now they took the land through the grandma, and now they talking about matriarchies. They took the women. They took our sisters in there to try to get more Arabish, Moorish, being therefore called mustarabs. They are mustarabs. They are not the true Arab proper, like the Saracen, the Andrews, the Israelite is the proper lawgiver, a rabbi. They are pretending to be you. They are called mustarab. It is added that an Ishmael married a woman. Ishmael married a woman of the tribe of Gerhom and became a member thereof of Gerhom through the woman, because they took the women, man. This is how Ishmael hijacked. And this is why they migrate. And this is why they mad. And this is why they hate. Hate. They that hate thee have lifted up their head to cut us off from being a nation. Moors are from Mars.
Were created. One of the main reasons for the convocation or consolidation was due to the fact that the Moorish sway in the Americas was on the fast track of decline.
So they were losing the war. So they consolidated and made a confederacy, a crafty council against you, because you was whooping ass. And that's why you don't know who you are today. You weren't slaves. You were prisoners of war. Let go.
Because of the 300 years continental wars between the Franciscan Dutch and the Mozarabs. The Mozarabs is basically another term, a name for Cretan or Christian Spaniards.
We're talking about a 300-year continental war going on in the 1400s. You know, ain't got nothing to do with white people.
Mozarabs is basically another, the Franciscan Dutch and the Mozarabs. The
Mustarabs. Got him, man. I knew I heard that. I knew we heard it. He just said mustarabs, right? Got him. Say it with me, cuz. But body bag for the illusion, man. So we got to decipher this, because they be speaking in forked tongues. Like, I want to just digest it all, but you really got to get the babies out of the bathwater. I think after 10 years of research, we got our black belts in getting a baby out the bathwater. I could say that. We got our black belts in the dragonfly perspective. We standing on immovable pillars, just like the foundations of the earth. We know we keep the code. We know we in 432 frequency. We know we indigenous to India superior, the Amaruka. And we know we ain't spinning on no damn ball. I mean, those are the pillars we on, and we ain't moving. He said mustarab, so he's specifically, he gave some other credent. It means credent, but yeah, it does. I mean, it means those that are pretending to be Arab. Ishmael, he's specifically talking to the Ishmaelites. And the Moabites and anybody else who is trying to be of this, who's trying to pretend and trying to marry into our tribes. These are Hebrews they're marrying to, the Gerham, the Ger-Khan. And all this also connects with Genghis Khan and his people as well. That's a whole nother twist. But he's speaking to the mustarabs that have adopted Arab customs and intermarried with genuine Arabs. I said genuine, proper Arabis. If you're not that, you are a mustarab, man. A mustarab. A mustarab. Say it again. How you say it?
between the Franciscan Dutch and the Mozarabs. The Mozarabs is basically another term, a name for Cretan or Christian Spaniards.
Or those pretending to be us, the OG Israelites, seeds of David. Those pretending to be the seed, those pretending to be the treasure ones, those pretending to be the Arab proper. If you're a pretender, you're a Mustarab, you're a Cretant, according to his definition.
We talking about a 300-year continental war going on in the 1400s. You know, ain't got nothing to do with white people. So whoever he's calling Cretan must be referring to you.
No, that's what I thought. But actually, it seems like it's referring to their own confederacy. It seems like it's referring to the Ishmaelites and the Moabites in there. Psalms 83, those are the Musarabs. He's just being, sometimes the devil wants to call someone else the devil, right? You know what I mean? But we see clearly.
He just is admitting to there being a war for hundreds of years. And I just said, Estevanico just rolled up on here from Amarocco in 1540. He died in 1539, so right before, right around that time.
Facts.
Now you add that 300-year war, and you're getting around that late 1700s, 1800s. All right, 1776, Declaration of Independence. You got all that going on.
While they're in the Little Ice Age, because of their hijack harmonics they're putting on the land.
Right around the same time. This is now lining up.
Now, during this time, during the 300 years continental wars, you had many of the older generations of Moors who were dying off. Many were prisoners of war. The newer...
See, forked tongue, when he's saying Moors, we don't know if he's talking Moabite, we don't know if he's talking Edomite, we don't know if he's talking Ishmaelite. In this case, the ones that he's referring to sound like the Hebrews, sound like Israel in them, sound like, the real Moor, the real greats that were being hijacked and invaded after the Doomed Diverses 1452.
Generations were being born in war camps and were now being nationally lobotomized via Cretan reclassification and socio-behavioral modification. And this is what Prophet Noble Ali is referring to in chapter 47.
When he says Cretan reclassification, he's still specifically talking about the Musarabs, which are the Moabites and the Ishmaelites in them. So they're saying, really, he's taking responsibility, accountability. Well, I don't know about accountability, but they're telling on themselves. That's what this is called. They are telling on themselves that they are the ones that reclassified us. They're the ones behind all this reclassification and all this legal this and law this and status this and all that. They are the ones behind it, not no WHITE color white people, not the incubator babies. They created the incubator babies. God.
Verses 16 and 17, when he tells us that through sin and disobedience, every nation has suffered slavery due to the fact that they honored not the creed and principles of their fathers or forefathers. And this is why the nationality of the Moors was taken away from them in 1774, and the words Negro, Black, and Colored were given to the Asiatics of America, who of Moorish descent.
The Asiatics of America, are you in America? Let's get it. That is Cathay again. Cathay is Asia. Orientis finds map. 1531. Map drop. South America connects through Mexico, which is called Paris or Parias. The original Paris, Cathay, Asia. So the Asiatics right by Florida is China, is Cathay, is the same as India Superior, man. So you being called Asiatics doesn't mean you're from Asia over there. They're saying this is original Asia. This is original India. This is original China. Ooh, this ain't no new world, boss. That's just a forked tongue. It depends on who's invading.
So anyway, but the loss of nationality, even though it's understood that the nationality of the Moors was taken away in 1774, it's important to understand that the nationality meant the majority of Moors and not all of the Moors, including, for example, the royals of the Continental, what later became the Continental Congress, and about 1,000 Moorish factions. But understanding the seriousness of the situation, these Moors of the royal convocation, was again the fundamental reason for, one, the formation of the corporate family trust, the national trust, in again what later became the United States, and two, the establishing of the federal political system.
Just pay attention. So the Moorish Trust became the United States. And the point is that this trust is still the United States. That's why you had them pictures of Hillary Clinton in front of the Moorish flag, and how they said, she actually said that they're the ones that first, gave them, the official status to, they gave the incubator babies status to create their corporation, United States, and then did a treaty with them while invading the indigenous Hebrews of America and backdooring Dragon Canoe and Tecumseh by getting pushed Mataha and the Choctaw to fight against their own brothers and cousins, and Muskogee, against the Creek and the Seminole and the Chickamauga. Yeah, man, this is the real factuals.
In again what later became the United States, and two, the establishing corporate family trust, the national trust, in again what later became the United States.
The family trust became the United States, which means that's who's behind this thing. That's who's behind the veil. You always say the elites behind the veil, the boule. That's who's behind the veil.
And two, the establishing of the federal political system for the Albion Male, as this was a part of the Moors' C3 Communications Operation Command Stratagem, or military strategy, that was used to, as strange as it may sound to some, it was to ensure the survival of future generations. You should also...
Whose generations? They're talking about tribal now. They're talking about Moabites, Noble Jew Ali's people, Canaanites, right?
Know that even though the Moors, or the Moorish Navy rather, more specifically, fell in West Palestine, on the Sea of Galilee, and
now the Galilee is in the east coast of America.
In 1795, the royal families, nonetheless, were still running government from behind the scenes until Civil War era reconstruction.
Actually, the Sea of Galilee could also be, the whole Dead Sea situation we're talking about, or the Sea of Tiberias Lake. We got to look at that again, but all throughout Utah. So this could be, when he's talking about 300 years of continental war, like he's saying, man, what's 300 years before 1700, the 1400s, 1452, Doom Night verses, they're a part of it. They're invading everywhere. We got Estebanico invading right into New Mexico. We got all that is Judah, all that is Utah. Sea of Galilee is there. And then they transpose everything there over in the East Coast. And then they transfer everything there over across the whole map to Africa over there and Middle East and all that. But this is the original Palestine, whatever he's talking about. This is the original Promised Land. This is Galilee. This is all that. And he knows it. He's going to admit it.
So initially, the congressional membership consisted of the above 13 rulers and key family members that eventually comprised 35 members, and finally the 20 observers. Only the Bey kings, princes, and governors were eligible to serve as praisens, or president.
So the whole bullshit system of presidents was there to replace your kingdom, man, because they took your kingdom. Slayed many of the children and families of Judah, David, and Manasseh and Ephraim, right? And then only the Beys and whoever these other families were able to preside and be presidents or landlords. Invading, migrating during a cold ice age. That's what the Cold War is all about. It's the ice age. Antarctica and all this other stuff, man. So, man. Atlantis. Moors are from Mars, right?
Commander-in-Chief, of which there were between the years of 1774 and 89, 16 to be exact.
16 presidents, and what were you doing? What was happening to you?
Come on.
What was happening to your mothers while they were presidents?
Yeah, they over here playing house while destroying the house. Do you see what's happening? You don't need a president when you have a king. They're replacing us. They're replacing our kingdom. He's claiming it, that they set up this whole thing. They set up this whole corporation, the whole trust. You didn't need no damn presidents. They said, well, the first presidents were black. We didn't need no damn black president when we had the Presta. We had Tecumseh. We had the Khans, man. You didn't need no presidents when you had the Khans, man. Now you're an American or you're an American. But now it's pros and cons. Cons is a negative thing. It's a negative connotation. What's the consequence of the negative connotations? And why'd they roll up on our continent, What's so special about India's superior?
Playing possum. Playing house. Playing with your house. Let's go.
Let's go.
Not only did they, like presidents of the modern era, sign congressional laws, treaties, military orders, but in addition presided over judicial congressional cases. And in 1775, under the Henry Middleton and Peyton Randolph second term administration, was the beginning of the so-called or infamous American Revolution. Now, what's very interesting about this is because of how we've been, again, miseducated and taught history. Under the Henry Middleton and Peyton Randolph second term administration was the beginning of the so-called or infamous American Revolution.
They telling on themselves, boss, because this American Revolution started with destroying you, Hebrew. They're saying they set the whole damn thing in play. They went to war against Israel. They have lifted up their head, crafty converse against your people, take counsel against your treasure ones, as if cut them off and beat a nation. That the name of Israel may no more be in remembrance. They have consulted together with one consent against you. Do they make a covenant? The tents of Edom, Ishmael, Moab, and them. Moab and them. He's telling on his whole, ancestry, man. When you talk Moab, you talk Lot. You talk Lot's daughters. The incest, right? That daughters slept with their dad and now they got babies, Ammon and Moab. That's why they crazy. That's why they tripping. That's why they're not treasured, right? But they want to get away from that with all this political talk and sciences. Try to science your way out of being impure. It's crazy. That's why you need to pretend to be the Arab, and other than that, you're just a mustard rat. I could speak on it, because I've lived it and lived it and lived it, man. I've been there from the beginning, and so have a lot of our niggas. We've been in these Chickamauga wars. We all came back for this.
Now, what's very interesting about this is because of how we've been, again, miseducated and taught history, etc., we tend to look at it compartmentally. In other words, we think of the American Revolution, okay, Crispus Attucks, that whole thing, and Boston, and Paul Revere, etc., and nothing else was going on. But as I mentioned earlier, you had a 300 years continental war that was going on in many...
300-year continental war that was going on already. This is pre-white, man. Let's go.
And it puts us back to 1452. Now you add 300 years, you're in 1752, right? Where he just was saying how they was popping off, certain parts of their trust and all that, up at the 1774. Then they got the 1786 treaty.
Parts of the continent. In parts of Guayni Cuna, known as Panama, Mako Tucana Witoto, known as Colombia, Yonamam, Arawak Carib, Venezuela, Utuapaque Pima, Mexico, Maya, Guatemala, Araucanian, Chile, Diaguita, Bolivia, and Apibon, Paraguay.
Yeah, didn't we just say that they all seem to have the same incubator baby program, and this is the creator of the incubator babies? So they hijacked us from top to bottom in what they want to call Shalat. I'm popping off, man. Northwest Africa of Mexico. And they did it so they can claim it for Ham, for their father Ham, which is Zeus. And they brought us Jesus or Jesus because Jesus is Ham. Damn. Talking Atlantis. Moors are from Mars. Huh. Father Ham. They came over here thinking that this is Ham's land. And boy, oh boy, did they get chin checked. And now, I mean, where's Shem? Ham got to go if you were in Shem's tents, man. You got some explaining to do. Where is Shem, huh? I guess we no longer remember. And what's sad is that even Moab is still Shem. You know, he's Abraham's nephew, man. But I guess he traded it in, you know. I guess he is just fighting for Ham and the pharaohs of Egypt and the pharaohs of Atlantis. Because Moors are from Mars.
So all that is Jerusalem. All that is Promised Land. Right. All that is the fight between you and your other melanated brothers for what they're calling their Promised Land and what you know is yours.
And I'm going to break this whole 2 hours down, man. Just join me on the Patreon. That's probably going to be our next drop. We're going to get into this. We got a lot more drop to react to, just random things that's just funny or crazy or, you know, things that need a Dragonfly perspective. I'm here for it. We're going to have a good time. And cartoons, we watching cartoons. Join the Patreon. We're just getting started. We're just heating up, man. The water to my $3 a month supporters, man. All it takes is $3, man. I ain't breaking nobody to access the drop and to support the movement as we are building our land in real time, like full speed ahead right now. You know what I mean? So we need all the support we can get. All you got to do is join the $3 membership at Patreon, as well as the membership right here on YouTube. We're going to start dropping exclusive reactions right here as well. So let's have some fun, man. Let's do this Jubilee right, man, and let's support the tribe and the mission and the water Macans. Please hit those support links and be a consistent con with your support, you know what I mean, to help us keep the water flowing, keep our lights on, and help the Nagas that we need to help around us. So HALAL, HAWAH, we're going to get all this 2 hours over there. Because, again, he's talking about Atlantis, right?
Tapings or whatever. And it's really 1,000, 20,000 years ago, and even 1,000,000 years ago, we can better comprehend and have an overall comprehension of exactly what occurred, or shall I say the cause and effect of ultimately what happened in the continental United States. So we then consider early Atlantis, Kemet, axis, consciousness grid changes, Ascaic logometers, which is...
Who needs to change your consciousness grid? When they say the Christ conscious, who's putting... Christ means anointed, but they're not talking Most High. They're talking about their anointed, their Zeus, their Ham, their Jupiter, right? Their Saturn. They worship, you know what I mean, the planets. They worship everything underneath the firmament, not what's above the firmament. We're Most High over everything. We're above the firmament. We're 432. We're above. We're in the high of the 12 octaves, right? They can't get past the 8th octave. They're stuck. 440 hertz only translates to 8 out of 12 octaves. I can't make this up. 8 out of 12. They can't even reach the 4 octaves above, the frequencies, the heavens. They can't reach the Most High over everything. They stop at 8. 4 plus 4 is 8. 440 hertz. They not like us, man.
Is another way of saying Akashic records, lifelines of those Akashic records, Moorish talismanic thaumaturgy. Thaumaturgy is basically another term that's used for magic or ancient magic.
Moorish magic. Let's keep it simple. You know, don't fall into the forkedness and the language trickery, but listen to the drop and get the drop out when he talks languages again. I'm tempted just to rock it, but I'm just gonna get a little piece of the beginning here, then we're gonna continue it on the Patreon only, man, so I could really pop off without no censorships, man. Let's go.
We're also going to look at the science of ancestral incantations involving thaumaturgy, utilizing specific tones and language or languages of light.
Ho 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 ho! You said tones, and we're still trying to figure out this holy mountain of harmonics. And you said Moorish magic, and we're still trying to figure out how this led into a damn ice age. At the same time that Ishmael's migrating. And is this when Antarctica or the Arctic was frozen over? Is this when is this when Greenland was frozen over? Does Greenland have anything to do with Atlantis and the American Civil War, man? I mean, seemed to still be about the Shikwa Magwa Cherokee. You know, it was still about the Indian Wars. The Civil War had everything to do with Israel still fighting the whites, still fighting the demons. Okay. Because Moors are from Mars, right?
We're going to look at genealogy as well as true geography. Now, I know that is a lot, but as I said, all of these things relate directly and indirectly to the history and the origins of the United States Corporation and why it was formed, etc. But as I said, going back to the time of Atlantis, when we look at about 20,000 years ago, there was a process that occurred that involved the Moors of Atlantis at that time. You also had Moors on Mars.
I might have to stop. I can't take no more because I want to be able to react uncensored, man. One more time, man. Even he smiled when he said it, man. But remember, this has to do with Atlantis, right? Amexa, right? I was wondering if he was going to say it, you know. Atlantis, right? Yeah. Amexa is Atlantis, man. Northwest Amexa, man. Okay. Ooh-wee. He said it. He said it, man.
Of the United States Corporation and why it was formed, etc. But as I said, going back to the time of Atlantis, when we look at about 20,000 years ago, there was a process that occurred that involved the Moors of Atlantis at that time. You also had Moors on Mars. And you also had Moors who were living underground at that time. These were masters, ascended masters from the 6th dimension. And
I'm out of here right here, man, because I don't think I could take no more.
Islam. My name is Momar, the Moorish Martian. I hail from a solar system called Tau Ceti, which is 12 light years or 4 parsecs from your solar system. Tau Ceti is in the Cetus constellation, and is also very close to the Zeta Reticuli binary constellation. We have informed the scientists of your planet that the name we call our sun star is Tau Ceti, and the planet from which I reside is called Tau Ceti, the fourth planet from our sun star. There are also beings who reside on the fifth planet from our sun star called Tau Ceti F. I am related to the species which has frequently visited your planet, which you have called greys. However, the pale gray ones that frequently visit your planet are from Tau Ceti F, which is a planet farther away from our sun star than my home planet of Tau Ceti, and this is why they are pale and gray in appearance, because their home is farther away from our sun star. My species, which is much darker in appearance, come from the planet Tau Ceti, which is closer to our sun star. For the purpose of your understanding, you can consider me a member of the melanated Moorish Gray species. On the Earth date of December 2012, the scientists of your planet discovered that both the planets Tau Ceti and Tau Ceti F, which orbit the sun star Tau Ceti in the Cetus constellation, are two exoplanets in the habitable zone capable of sustaining life. Evidence which further supports our existence coming from Tau Ceti in the Cetus constellation occurred on the Earth date of September 1961, when the Greys abducted Betty and Barney Hill, which was the first widely publicized claim of alien abduction amongst you humans. While aboard the Greys' starcraft, Betty Hill asked the Greys to tell her where they were from. The Greys showed Betty Hill a star map of their home constellation, but Betty Hill was not knowledgeable of constellations, so she did not understand what she was shown. However, when Betty Hill was returned to Earth after the abduction, she was put under hypnosis and asked to draw the star map which she was shown by the Greys, and the star map that she drew under hypnosis matched the stars near Tau Ceti and the Zeta Reticuli constellation. My species visited your planet eons ago, and we set off a chain of events which led to the creation of your species. This is why we consider you our children. The area we settled on your planet, we named Tau Ceti, in remembrance of our home planet and sun star Tau Ceti. Our children modeled the building, construction, and architecture in Tau Ceti after the architecture found on our home world of Tau Ceti. This is why the Nubian pyramids in Tau Ceti align with the stars near Tau Ceti and the Cetus and Zeta Reticuli constellations. You can even still find the name Tau Ceti in the hieroglyphics on the walls in ancient Egypt. Prior to coming to Earth, we stopped off on the planet you now call Mars, and we built a civilization there. This is why you find similar pyramid structures on Mars which can also be found in ancient Egypt, Tau Ceti, and also these structures can be found back on our home world of Tau Ceti. We even built a face on Mars which is wearing a fez to prove that we did indeed visit Mars.
Look, man, I can't make this shit up. I promise I did not go animate some shit and put it out. Alright. Look, man. Love to the bro. Love to the bro, Chris Duncan, man. Yeah, man. Mars on Mars, man. Dude got a fast, but you know, looks like a European. It's crazy, you know. I mean, maybe that's what it is, man. Yeah, man. I don't know. There's no way, man. In my wildest imagination, in my wildest dream, could I have dreamt that someone would send me something like this, man. So, love to the homie Chris Duncan, man, because it's got me weak, man. He got me weak, man. Oh. Oh, he hit me funny, bro. Oh, man.
It's crazy, man.
Ooh.
It's crazy, man. Man. Shit.
Ago, there was a process that occurred that involved the Moors of Atlantis at that time. You also had Moors on Mars.
Okay, so okay. Yeah, I think that's it for now, man. I think that's all. I think, you know, we're gonna. I can't even do it. I'll come back, man. I found this interesting joint, man. It's listed as Moorish private trust, but it looks like some type of like lawsuit. But it does got some drop in here because it does connect the Moorish Science Temple with Noble Drew Ali, with the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. Yeah, so yeah, they're really proud of this, man. Hey, man, if the hijack gets jammed up, we gotta help you, and you gotta help us, and you can't enslave us, and we can't enslave you. You find our property, our ships, you give it back, and we'll give yours back. You stay out of our way, we'll stay out of your way. They made a deal with the devil. They made a deal with the demon. Those that hate the Creator are the WIGHT, no matter what color they are. They are demons. We back, man. India Superior, rise up, man. Asia Major, rise up, cuz. Cateo, rise up, cuz. Wakey, wakey, man. Remember, all this is in the land of the great Prester John. Stay up, suit up, a choose up. Who, oh, who. Who, oh, who, man. It's Prester John. Just look forward to us continuing that series. I'm almost done putting the final touches on the conglomerate packs, the water for your patience. It's the only thing I'll be working on for the next at least couple strongs, just getting back to your emails. And I can never thank y'all enough for your patience in putting together the greatest, comprehensive, drop on one flash drive. All of our drop that we can fit on 256 gigs. Videos, all the Prester John series from 1 through 165, everything on there, man. All the books, all the links, the maps, everything. All the new drop. And as we've taken, all this time, so, I always include my latest drop on there, including this one, right? So a lot of the Patreon drop, if you haven't got that, would be on there as well. A lot of the censor drop they took off YouTube. We're going to put that on there. A lot of the drop with Coom, man, especially like some remedies and the whole health book Coom put together. We're going to put so much on here. Tribal music is all going to be on here. So Thai battle poetry is always on here. Hey, just all the drops. So you can have it on one flash drive that you could plug into your phone. You could plug into your computers and, spread the drops, spread the documents. Like, go ahead, man. Have fun, man. Spread it, man. Just know it's called the Everything Pack for a reason, and it's taken everything, and it's taken over a year of, compiling the right, all the right data, all the right research, and making sure that this is perfect. It's not going to, be another one like this. Of course, we're going to have, sequels to it as we keep going, but this is it. Like, if you got this flash drive, I could literally say you got everything. You got everything I can give you and show you, right? So I wanted that. We have Prester Pack 1 and Prester Pack 2s and 3, and Ether Pack 1s and 2s and map packs, all that is on this one flash drive called the Conglomerate Pack, the Everything Pack. And you've been putting your orders in all these months, and sending me all your emails. So let me get back to y'all. Let me just, shut it down. Y'all gonna enjoy some clips for a little while. And I'll do my best, man, just to get back to you as quick as I can. As soon as I feel like we've gotten them out enough, I'll start bringing some more drop out, man. But I got to lock in and work on these packs, man, from here on out. Make sure that our new year starts, clean and pure. And we all feel like we got, everything that we've requested. And, all I requested from y'all is your patience and, your consistent AHAB. And I appreciate y'all giving that times 1,000, man, times 1,000. Wow. So from the con to you, man, da wa da. And I appreciate y'all from the bottom of my heart, man. From the bottom of my heart, boom. And all the way to the top, man. We one tribe. We one vibe. We are Drop Nation. You got that water. My niggas, you got that water. Allow. Wow. Stay up. Suit up. Choose up. And remember, man, keep the water flowing no matter what you're going through. All these distractions, you know what I'm saying? Just you know, find that pure voice within yourself, man, and make the right move, make the right choice. Wherever you are, think about it. You know what I'm saying? We in California, we like, you know, whatever's happening is going to, you know, affect these coastal areas first. You know, whatever's going to happen is going to affect the East Coast and all this stuff. So, you know, do your best, man, just to buy your land, man. If you got land, you know, really invest in it, man. Start building it. Get that well. Get that solar. That's what we doing next, right? So the hijack can know the playbook, but it can't be stopped because it's prophesied that we will return, right? That just like David will be raised up, so will we return. And when Israel returns, we seek the Creator. That's it. It's body bag for the illusion and game over for Hijack City when we return. We're back in code. To seek the Creator is to search it out, man. Search the code within your heart, within yourself, within your mind, within your spirit, your ruah. Then just by default, just by nature, your shepherd, you know, will guide you. And that could be, you know, one person to you, or that could be just the wisdom within you to make the right choice and go the right direction. I'm not saying, you know, go look for David. Like, you know, look for the royalty that is returning within you. David represents all that. David represents you having a kingdom. So search out your kingdom. Know that all that is being restored. Because with the goodness comes the land, my nugget. And we're going to talk more about getting these treaties reversed, because we know all these treaties were signed under duress by the wrong people who cannot give away the Creator's land. And this is what the Kumse was fighting for, man, all these years. He said, how you going to give up all this land? We got to reverse these treaties. We got to do it for big tech, man, big Kumse. Because again, what we do now affects them right now in real time. You don't think you are connected to your ancestors the way you are, but look up quantum physics and know you always connected. And us keeping the code now might unite the Nagas on the battlefield to fight the right enemy and stop fighting each other and keep the code, man. So that's what we on. I ask you, my Nagas, you want to be, you know, invaded again, or you want to keep the code? You want to be in perpetual slavery? You want to be found here and put in slavery and now apply to descendants? Now apply to successors? They gave our stuff to the successors, man. To the descendants of the hijacks with the haughty eyes, man. For real, for real. But you know who you are, cons. Return, seek the Creator. Seek Dawu, Big David. Because the covenant is with David forever. And there ain't no reversing that. Because surely I would not be false unto David. I have sworn by my holiness. I'm not going to alter that which came out my lips, says HAWAH. My covenant, I will not profane. We're talking that covenant of peace. Remember us as you did swear unto David in your faithfulness, HAWAH. Remember, HAWAH, they taunt us, HAWAH. Yeah, these hijacks are taunting us by spraying us every day. How I do bear in my bosom the taunt of so many peoples wherewith your enemies have taunted, oh HAWAH, wherewith they have taunted the footsteps of your anointed. Dawu, David. Baruch, blessed be HAWAH forever. HAWAH, HAWAH. HAWAH, HAWAH. Yeah. I have made a covenant with my chosen. I have sworn unto David, my servant. Don't you forget it, man. This is why they mad. All them other groups, they got an issue with David. Because they don't want to talk about it. The Moorish science temples don't want to talk about King David, man. Islamic mosques, churches, Muslims don't want to talk about King David. They got a new hero. The Christians definitely don't want to talk about King David. They got a new hero. David has been reserved and preserved for you. That's why when you return, by default, that's what you do. When you return, when you seek the Creator, when you return, Israel, you connect to King David. They can't do it. They can't say HAWAH. They gotta say Yah, Yahweh, Yahweh, Hey Yah. Yeah, we started on the Hey Yahs when we were first understanding until we had to understand. Man, again, for the dismount, that your Yahweh is the imperfective of the Yod HAWAH. They added the Y. To assume it is the assumption of the tetragrammaton is the imperfected of the Hebrew verb HAWAH. The earlier form of Heya. So when we got to the Heya in the Strong's Concordance, we understood they can't say HAWAH. They gotta swerve it. You gotta go further, man. Don't stop there. Don't let your pride stop you from the earlier form. Earlier form. The Hebrew verb HAWAH, which means to be, to become. I am that I am. Moses asked, HAWAH, what do you want me to call you? What should I say your name is? Who should I say sent me? He said, Moses, tell him I am. He said, HAWAH. The one who is the existing one has sent you. Tell my children, man, they better get their butts back in code or I'm going to meet them with the rod, man. But I will remember and I will have mercy, man. And you will seek the Creator and your David, shepherd, Ezekiel 37, shepherd shall be activated. And you will come trembling because you're like, man, how did I fall asleep? How did I not remember who I am? But we say they have lifted up their heads and they said cut us off from being, they wanted to cut us off from being a nation. So the name of Israel is no more remembrance. That's why you trembling. Because you spend so many days without a king. That to talk King David and to talk kingdom and to talk, the code again, man, brings you to trembling and humble humility. But it's a great time to empty your cup once and for all to the goodness of HAWAH being restored. Because the seed will prosper and the remnant is forever, cons. Oh who is Prester John. Keep the water flowing. Keep the fire burning. And my niggas, keep the cold. Stay up, suit up, choose up, say it with me, cons.